It's January 7th, 3 days after my second infusion. And yesterday I noticed the hair loss, as I mentioned in a previous video. And then last night I realized that, hey, my appetite is pretty high. And it made me realize that maybe the steroids are still in my system. And that's one thing I was trying, how you always try to look for the silver lining or the positive thing. I was like, oh, I'll get to lose weight through this process. But that's not happening because my appetite has increased. But thankfully it's increasing for healthy food. Like, I only have a desire to eat healthy food. So last night I ate lettuce. I put some olives in there. I wanted to mimic the Olive Garden salad. So I put some olives in there. And I used the Olive Garden Italian dressing, a little bit of that. So that's what I had last night. And then uh, my husband had put some chicken, some grilled chicken in there, but just one look at it gave me an aversion, so I decided not to even touch it. So that's what I had last night. This morning, early in the morning, in the AMs, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. ish, the gastrointestinal issues started. So the diarrhea, and then also the feeling of weakness and congestion in my throat as I laid down. So I took Imodium this morning, and I took Zofran to help offset that as much as possible. And yeah, so that in terms of side effects, or that I'm experiencing, that is what I am seeing right now. I also feel fatigued, trying to push through that fatigue and not just be on my bed the whole morning. Unfortunately, I didn't go to church with my kids and my husband and my mother-in-law. And I felt guilty this morning. I felt guilty when my son said, "Mama, you're not coming?" And I said, "No, I haven't gone to church in a long time." Mainly because when I get my infusion, they've been giving it to me late, so I can't get my white blood cell booster the next day, which is Friday. I have to wait until Monday. So my immune system is low, and I don't want to expose myself or put myself at a greater risk of getting any of being further immunocompromised or getting any infections. So I stay home. And it just made me sad because I usually get them ready with my husband. We tag team. I get the girl, he gets the boy. We try to get them together. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that. But um, just how God does, He always provides. He provides a buffer in the midst of all of the shock and everything. I remember the scripture I read before starting treatment, and it said, "The Lord is an ever-present help in time of need." It's Psalm 46, verse 1. It says, "God is my refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." And He brought that help in the form of my mother-in-law. She's been a blessing. As I mentioned, she came the day before my biopsy. How many times her visa was denied, and this time it went through, and she came just in time. She has filled in the gap, in terms of trying to maintain continuity with the kids, and even being a support for my husband, myself. I'm just very grateful for her. So that, even with that, I still feel, I don't put them to bed. I used to be, we do our devotion in the night time, in the morning time, getting them ready. I don't get to do that with them or to take them to school as often because some days I just can't. And so that has made me feel some form of guilt. And then I just think about what the long-term effects of this experience is going to be on them. And I don't want them to have a memory of their mom always being sick and, not, things just changing, their lives changing so drastically. So that's why I'm grateful that my mother-in-law is here and some things can be maintained. And I'm also praying for God to shield them, for the Lord to shield them, because He can do that, to shield them from any deposits or traumatic deposits that could potentially impact them in the future. And what he doesn't shield them from, it will be for their growth in character. I'm learning to let go, not to have control. I can't have control in this situation right now. And really relinquish and understand that these are his children. He just gave them to me as a steward, but they're his children, so he will take care of them. He will take care of them. Whatever it is, God will turn it to their good or for their good. So I can't manipulate everything. And that's a hard reality. Even if I'm thinking it is love, it's hovering and it can be control in a way that is not healthy for their development. In a way, it has also helped my children learn to rely more on their dad and on each other. I see them play with each other more. I see them playing or being playful with their dad, and their dad being super hands-on. He's always been, but to a greater extent now. And so I'm grateful that that is there. You have to leave room. I'm learning to leave room for everyone's calling to be manifested. So me having been so involved in my kid's life did not leave room for my husband and the giftings God has given him to pour into our kids. And so this is an opportunity for that. So that's how I'm looking at it. Because mom guilt is real. I did feel guilty, and I just need to understand that everything is unraveling as it should. And where it isn't or where it shouldn't, God is in control. So this is a real test of surrender from my end. And I'm on the positive end, I'm happy. I was able to put moisturizer on my skin. I've been looking ashy in the streets, but yeah, my skin has been getting dry, so I was able to put lotion on even if I am not feeling so strong. That's something that's kind of like boosted me up. So my sister gave me some, lotions that she showed me, the lotions and creams that she uses to moisturize her face. So I'm going to get into a regimen just to keep myself my skin, moisturized. I don't have to look like what I am going through. God bless you all on this Sunday.